In this short instructional video, I'll show you how to compress photos within PowerPoint to reduce the overall file size. Now this is something that is pretty common, especially when using lots of high-resolution photos within your PowerPoint presentation. It can make it difficult and slow to upload, transfer, or even store the files. And so this is one method in which we can reduce the file size and yet still, again, retain a high enough resolution for it to work and to share amongst colleagues or your instructor. And so here on my desktop, I have launched a PowerPoint presentation, and you can see 4 slides, the introductory slide, and 3 content slides with photographs. Now on the photographs, beginning on slide 2, we can see that we have relatively high resolution photos. These were photos I took on a trip to Yellowstone National Park. Yet the file size, because of these high resolution images, is rather large. And so in this case, for 4 slides, we have a size of 3.72 megabytes. Now what we can do is actually compress the photos and select the resolution in which we want to keep it to help minimize unnecessary space. Now once we're finished or while working on our PowerPoint presentation and we've inserted photographs into our slides, we simply just left-click on the photograph to highlight the image, and we see Picture Tools and Format now populates in the toolbar. We can click on Format, scroll to the left where we see Compress Pictures, and by doing so it pops up yet another task or tools for us to use. Here we have 2 main things, compression options and target output. First, under compression options, this allows us to only compress this picture, as is by default with the checkbox, and also delete cropped areas. Now it's more efficient for me to go ahead and compress all the pictures at once, henceforth why I deselected that box, but I will leave any areas that have been cropped. There's no reason to save those unused portions of the image, so let's remove them to help save space. On our target output, we can select from a print quality, which is excellent, screen, email, or use the document resolution. By default, I often use document resolution, but again, depending on your application, you may choose to minimize the file size further. If we press OK, PowerPoint then compresses the files. Here I'll save the file, and now when we look at the properties, we went from 3.7 megabytes down to 2.39. Let's compress that further. Again, Format, Compress Pictures. Let's this time use an email, 96 PPI. By doing so and saving, we can see that we've decreased it down to 573 kilobytes, substantially less than where we began. Now, depending upon your application, this may be a very effective method, especially producing a PowerPoint presentation that has many images, and a very effective way to help reduce the file size for saving, emailing, sharing, or uploading. So this concludes this instructional video.